Hello, my dear friends. So, once again, I would like to thanks and welcome to all the viewers. So, my previous session was related to system. So, I hope now you people will clear about the system. What is system and what is their importance and what could be the failure related to the system. So, now you can see in your industry what are the system failures that you can identify and improve upon that. My today's session is related to systematic approach, and both the session are interconnected with each other. So this session is systematic approach, which is very important. If a process owner is not aware about the systematic approach, then there are a lot of issues. So that we will discuss in this particular session. So this systematic approach we can understand through an example. Suppose if we want to identify the defects in a vehicle, then the people will start to identify the defects on their past experience basis. Like these are the some defects. So if we take the help of 20 different team members to identify the defects in a vehicle, then they can start like fuel empty, tire puncture, gear problem, brake fail, battery down, horn is not working, engine is not working, some starting troubles, engine jam, steering free, etc. etc. So I can give you the guarantee that after 20 or 30 defects, all the team will be empty. There will not be any input from any team members. So hardly they can identify the 20 or 30 defects in a vehicle. But there is a systematic approach to identify the defects. So that we can understand in this particular slide. So if we divide all the vehicle in different systems, like in automotive engineering, a vehicle can be produced or vehicle can be assembled through 9 different systems like engine system, steering system, suspension system, transmission system, brake system, electrical systems, exhaust system, wheels and tire system. So these are the total 9 systems, which is already given in automotive engineering. So when we identify the defects through these systems, like in engine system, now I am asking the question, in engine system, what could be the defect? Then there are high possibility that the team can identify the 20 defect related to engine system only. Again, I will ask the question related to the steering system. Okay, what could be the defects in steering? So I hope again the team can identify the 20 defects related to steering. So similarly, if we identify the defect system wise, engine system, steering system, suspension system, transmission system, brake system, cooling system, electric system, exhaust system, or lubrication system. So I think we can identify more than 200 defects. And each defect identification is very much important for us because if we identify all these defects, proactive. Then we can provide some controls to ensure that these kind of defect will not be the cause of any major breakdown. So it is very important that there are two different approaches. One is ad hoc basis approaches. We start from anywhere and we finish anywhere. But there is one systematic approach. By implementing this approach, you can identify or you can focus on each and every area. So I hope now you people will aware about this particular approach and you people appreciate this approach. Now important is what are the benefits of this systematic approach. So for systematic approaches, there are a lot of benefits. Like suppose if your management asks to any team leader how much time is required to identify the defects. So if you are working on ad hoc basis, then it is very difficult to estimate your timing because you people are not aware how much work is left. So if a team leader is able to identify the balanced work, then he can estimate the time also. So this is very important for an effective process owner to implement this systematic approach. Now, come to the industrial challenges. So, what are the industrial challenges? So, industrial challenges are related to systematic approach. If we don't use the systematic approach for customer complaints, for production planning, or for any other activities, so the impact could be in the form of customer dissatisfaction and at the same time management dissatisfaction also. And if you are working on ad hoc basis, then you need more time to identify the defect. And there are a lot of difficult activities which you will face during the ad hoc basis approaches. And if we use the ad hoc basis approaches, then it is very difficult to estimate our work, how much work we have completed and how much work is balanced. And if the team leader is not able to identify the work quantity, then it is not possible to estimate the time also, which is very important to management, to convince the management. So it is very important. So for these particular factors, it is important to use the systematic approach. There are a lot of duplication of activities. If we don't use the systematic approach, then it may possible then that you will work on the surface level, which is not actually the root of that particular problem. So it may possible that lot of duplication of activities you have to do. And time is also one term of cost. So it is possible that you will incur more and more cost in your particular activities. So this is very important for each and every process owner that he can control their activities to satisfy the customer, to satisfy the management also. So we conclude this systematic approach. So systematic approach could be create the linkages of all small and small activities. So first you identify all the activities, all the small activities. Then try to create the link between all these activities and focus on each and every individual small activities. So if you focus like this, through this systematic approach, then it is guaranteed that whatever the objective you have decided, that you will definitely meet those objectives. But if you don't use the systematic approach, then there are a lot of problems. So if you want to improve your competence to handle any kind of activities, so this is very important to understand the systematic approach. So I hope now you people will be clear about the systematic approach. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you think this is important for your career or to improve your competence, then you can share or you can promote the awareness among your team with your friends, and for latest update you can subscribe to this. So once again, thanks for watching. So thank you and thank you very much.